Hello, it's me.
Message for you, sir.
Hello, friends.
All right, welcome in. We have to do this time. I spent a little bit of extra time getting things organized. I took a video of what I did so that next time. Oh, wait, gotta move one more thing. Hang on, bear with me. Next time I can bring in the. There it is. Next time I can bring my. What do you call it? What's the thing? My stream elements, my where I push the buttons. Um, the thingy. I can bring the thingy in and use that as well. But we're set. We're ready. Stream Deck, thank you. Thank you, Temple. Words. Words are hard. So I've got, just so you guys are aware, and I'll have to repeat this again, I'm sure, but my chat monitor is there. And now that I'm looking at that, I could have probably moved it somewhere. It's fine. It's fine. Maybe next time I'll put it so I don't have to look away from the camera to read the chat, but whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do. Like, I'm not a professional food and drink streamer. I'm a professional Minecraft streamer. So, hopefully, works all right. We've got. I think I can move that bad boy out of the way. We've got a hand cam right there. You guys didn't know I was a hand model. Now you know. It's my birthday! Nice. I'm professional at being Aldi. Geeky, thank you for the birthday wishes. What are you cooking today? So that's just a drop of water, by the way. So I've got my hand cam here. We can see the stove. The only thing is if I'm doing stuff really, I'll be back to it a little bit, but whatever. Got the wireless mic, which makes things a million times easier. How's it sound, by the way? I didn't even say it yet. Well, your sound says it for you. You always catch me baking steak. Nice. I want another one of those really good steaks. They were phenomenal. So, well, let's talk about what we're cooking today. We're going to have some mashed potatoes, garlic mashed, which I made some.
I can smell you.
Hi, Cheesy. Or hi, Fulmer. Sorry.
Your toad's amazing.
Hi, Jen. Lurk, have fun. Jen, thank you. FIA. I have some roasted garlic. This is just raw roasted garlic. Raw? Cooked. Roasted garlic, but that's all it is. Just roasted garlic mashed up. So make some roasted garlic mashed potatoes. My variation on a chicken cordon bleu. And steamed artichoke. Plumbers, I hope you're doing amazing. Jen, have a good sleep. I'll try not to have everything that I'm cooking like smell so good and keep you awake. I don't know. It might happen. I have to remember too that even though what I see on myself is over there, the camera is over here. We'll get good at this one day. Like Ginger said, I'm a professional at being Aldi. That's all I got room for. So let's go ahead and get started. I think we're going to start off with some mashed potatoes. We're going to get those going because they don't take perfect. They don't need to be sitting and waiting for a while. Those you guys can't see. I'm trimming a little bit of the skin, not all of it. Those can be warmed up easiest and are going to hold their temp the best compared to everything else that we're making. So we're going to start with those. Get those boiling. This is my first cooking stream without someone here to help me get everything set up and help me read the chat. See how it goes. I'm actually pretty happy though with the way things are set up this time. Um, like I think I'm happy with the camera setup. The sound, like it is a wireless, right? It's the what you see there, so it's probably not as great, but it'll work. What I'd really like is a third camera. I would love to have this camera be like right here, so that like it's kind of where I'm looking at myself on the screen is right behind the camera, because that makes it kind of natural. And then a third camera directly on the stovetop, kind of like this one is, basically looking down. But I only have two right now. I briefly thought about trying to set up my phone as a third cam, and then just decided that was too much technology.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hi, Misty. Too much technology at one time. Misty, good job on staying alive, the two of you and your sister today on Sister Core. So I know the question's going to come up, like, do I have a recipe card? The answer is going to be, unfortunately, no. I do not. I am, for most things that are not baking, I'm a cook from the heart kind of person. So I have a general idea of the flavor that I want, and I work towards that flavor. You're welcome, Misty. And it comes out most of the time. Guys, have I really shut off my knife before? So this is, wait, cameras, there. This is my favorite knife. It's a Damascus steel. Damascus means that it's been folded a lot of times. I don't think you're going to get a good look at it on this camera, even though it's a good camera with the light and stuff. But lovely knife. Love a good knife. Me too. When I retired from competitions, and decided I wasn't doing those anymore, and I was no longer gonna physically cook for a living or for competition, I gave all of my it was not, no, Ginger, I'm the one that got robbed. I gave my knife set to my protege. That's kind of a tradition, you know, even though they're expensive. Good knife set is a lot of money. But gave the knife set to the protege. So this is really the only really nice knife that I have anymore, is this one. Let's put some water in our... Yeah. Ginger, I think I'm the one that got robbed. I don't know how bad the like other sounds are, like the water and stuff. Doesn't seem that bad. Alright, so we did a rough peel on these. Rough peel just means that we're leaving some of the skin on, because I like... Oh, here we go. This camera. I have to learn where my cameras are. Hi, Jero. I like a little bit of skin in my mashed potatoes. Just personal preference. Not everyone does, and I don't like a lot. So when I'm cutting these up, the main thing that I'm doing is I want the distance from the outside of the potato to the middle of the potato. Sorry, let's go once it's cut. From the outside of the potato to the middle of the potato, I want that to be as uniform as possible on all my potatoes. It doesn't really matter what shape they are when you're doing like a mashed potato, because they're not going to be looked at in this shape. All we really want to do is have the size right. so that they all get done at about the same time. Do you sometimes peel the potatoes after they are cooked? I do not. If I want them peeled, I would do it before. Generally speaking, foamers, I eat the potato peels, the skin, most of the time and most of the ways that I make potatoes. Really, the only time I don't is when I'm making mashed potatoes like this. And I'll be honest, I almost never make mashed potatoes for myself because they're kind of a lot of work. I'll just like, if I'm doing potatoes, I've got my potato sleeping bag. Steaks runs. Oh, Kiki, that's a good shout. Yeah. I have my potato sleeping bag that makes baked potatoes in the microwave. This guy right here. Like, you put the potato in there, you just wash it, put it in the bag, and pop it in the microwave for 5 or 6 minutes, and it is 95% as good as a baked potato. I've never heard of a rough peel before mashed try because I want them to have skin, but not a lot. Yeah. It works really best, honestly, Misty, with red potatoes. Sometimes do it afterward. The skin can be easy to get rid of. Yeah, it'll fall right off. But if I'm doing it after, I'm just going to eat the skin. It also depends on how you're cooking them. That sounds easy. Is it really called a baked potato sleeping bag? No, it's that's just what I call it. I don't remember what they're called. Like if you go on Amazon and look baked potato microwave bag, I think that'll pull it up for you. I found it pretty easily. The other thing I'm having today is just a steamed artichoke. I debated on what kind of vegetable to have. I really like artichoke. They're delicious. And it's fairly easy, so we're going to put that in the steamer that you guys can't see. I'm not going to start this yet. It takes about 40 minutes to steam an artichoke in there. But I do want to get it set up and out of my way because it won't hurt anything to sit there. I'm going to try, Daddy Bones. Welcome in, friend. I'm going to try. All right. That is probably the last you'll see of the steamer until it's time to pull that out of there. Okay. I'm going to get the one thing with this camera is most of my stuff that's prepped, like all my stuff that's sitting out, is right there. So that means every once in a while you guys can have a close-up headshot. It's fine. A little bit of salt in the water. That's really less than it looked like it was. My shakers got tiny baby holes. Misty, we grew up eating artichokes, and then I was surprised when I became an adult and realized that not everyone grew up eating artichokes. I was like, wait, what? There were people that have never had them, except for like in dips or stuff. I was like, wow, really? That's so crazy. Okay. I think we're gonna do we're gonna do some banging. We're gonna do some banging. I need to grab something. I'll be right back. Chad, behave. Oh, I don't know why I yelled. You guys should be able to hear me just fine. I'm not any farther. Ooh, I'm not any farther away from the microphone. You guys will have to let me know when I come back in. Can you hear me okay? I always behave badly, behave disgracefully, riots. Yep. Question: could you guys hear me just as well when I was in there chatting as that's my stream room, Misty. That is, hang on. So I've got it torn apart right now. But yeah, that's my room where I normally stream. We could hear you just fine, thank you. Right now, so I have a carpet on there, like carpet on top of a carpet, and it gets a little like wrinkly. So I pulled, since I was pulling everything out, like my PC and my monitors and my speakers and my camera and everything is in the kitchen and the living room, sitting halfway in my pass through. So since I already had everything tore out, I was like, well, I might as well move the furniture off the carpet and try to flatten it back out, because when you go back and forth on it enough times, eventually it's wrinkles. Weird. All right, so I've got Ritz crackers, just normal Ritz crackers. And we're gonna put them in a Ziploc, because if I try to smash them up inside there, we're just gonna have a giant mess. And really, I've left some air in the bag, so I've got room. The Aldi health store. Yep. And we're just gonna crumble these up. Steaming and banging. Nothing sus going on here, Fulmers. Nothing. So I want these. They don't have to be perfectly fine, but I want them reasonably beaten up. I think you can see that pretty well. So this is some Ritz. That's all that's in there right now. We're gonna do a double dip on this. We're gonna put in our chicken, we're gonna dredge it in flour, seasoned flour, and then egg, and then our, what a lot of people would normally use breadcrumbs right there, we're gonna use cracker crumbs instead. So next step, we're gonna get our flour mix. This is where a lot of the flavor comes from. You don't need a lot, because although I have a full pack of chicken, I'm not doing a full pack of chicken this way. It's too much. It's too much for me to eat, and this is one of those dishes that doesn't reheat spectacularly well. Like, I have reheated before, it's okay, but it's not like the best. Let me put it this way. Sorry, back to the camera. It's fine. When I was a kid, we lived in Guam for a while. And ants in tropical climates, so Guam is it's where Jerry May lives. The ants are everywhere. When you live on a tropical island, you're not getting rid of ants. I got in the habit of always putting things that were open, like sugar and flour, into a Ziploc so the ants couldn't get into them. And now it's just one of those things that I continue to do, even though I have no real need to. Like, I don't have ants here. What are you gonna do? Still do it. All right, so we have bad ants here. I do the same thing. Oh, that makes sense where you live, Misty. Okay, so I have flour. We're gonna put in, let's see, salt. Let's get this kind of centered directly under there. Yeah. All right, so some salt. Probably about a teaspoon or so. I like things spicy, so I've got some cayenne pepper. Remember, so I am only going to be doing 3 pieces of chicken. So I'm going to be making 3 of these, which give me dinner today and lunch tomorrow. So if you're trying to follow along, you would want to use a little bit more of everything. I guess for kind of follow along purposes, that's about a cup of flour. All right, so garlic, lots of garlic. I'm a big fan. Probably 2 teaspoons of garlic. I have some tarragon. Tarragon goes really well with chicken and egg dishes. I like it on fish sometimes too, but it depends. I have some just regular poultry seasoning. If you have never used this before, if you smell it, it smells like stuffing. So if you've ever used stovetop stuffing, when you open that package and you get that first smell, that's what you're smelling, is poultry seasoning. It's like sage and thyme and a couple of little things. This says onion salt, but it's really just onion powder. But I got a giant container of onion powder. Garlic to keep black light away. I don't think I have that much garlic. And some pepper. Okay. I'm just going to take a regular table fork and mix this up a little bit. Here is the step that most people, when they're making stuff with a flour dredge, this is the step that they miss. The next step that we're going to do right here, once I have this good and mixed up, is you need to taste your flour and make sure that it's got flavor in it. If it just tastes like flour and you put it in your mouth and you're like, and you're like a cat choking up a hairball, you need to add more seasoning. If there's one thing that you take away from this cooking stream, is if you are ever using a flour ball, exactly. If you're ever using a flour dredge for anything, taste it before you use it. Of course, flour does kind of like to stick to your teeth and stuff, but so I wouldn't recommend a very big spoon. That's actually why I use the fork. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm gonna go a little more of this. That was the garlic. A little more cayenne. Okay. That is ready. It's going over here in the magic spot. The big takeaway, if you are making anything that you are dipping in flour, like fried chicken, fried fish, whatever, and you're seasoning up the flour. First, 2 takeaways. It's a 2-part takeaway, Misty. 1, season your flour, and 2, taste it before you use it. Quite often, if you bite into someone's fried chicken or fried fish or fried okra or fried whatever, that they've dredged it in flour first, and then you bite it and it's kind of bland tasting and just tastes like kind of grease and flour. It's because they didn't season a flour or didn't season enough. Just taste it and see what it tastes like. It's not gonna hurt you to eat flour. Just don't take a big spoon. All right. Our potatoes are boiling. So they're a nice rolling boil. I'm gonna set a timer for about 12 minutes on those. Season and taste. Got it. Thank you. Yeah. I probably don't need another 12 minutes, but we'll let it go that long and then turn them off. Next is the chicken. So I would recommend for most of you, get some boneless, skinless chicken breast and purchase them already ready to go. You guys can't really see this part. So what I'm doing right now is I have chicken thighs. I'm just tearing the skin away from it and then cutting that off. So there's my skin. I have thighs. I prefer thighs over breast. Not even close. So I'm gonna use them. Hi, Miss Mist. So I'm using chicken thighs, but either buy them boneless and skinless, or just get breast. Honestly, unless you are really comfortable skinning and boning, which even for someone who's done it a lot can be a bit of a pain. You don't use a lid when cooking potatoes. No, I do not. Ollie is a thigh man. You are correct. So what I have here is one of my thighs. We're gonna get a just something to put this raw chicken in. Yeah, 100% thigh man. Potatoes are almost done. I honestly, I had some chicken thighs in the fridge already when I was, so I was listening to, someone wants to do exclamation point podcast. Let's do this one where you guys can see. So here's just a regular thigh. I just got my thumb up under there. Thank you. I was listening to the podcast that released on Wednesday, a couple days ago. And in there, before Tadpole came in, Mike and I were talking about what we were doing over the Halcyon Heights break. So there we go, skin's off. And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do a cooking stream. And I talked about it, and I was listening to the podcast. And I was like, I never really did that cooking stream, did I? So right now I'm just taking my fingers, literally just pushing into the meat, kind of separating it from the bone a little bit. Hi, Ancients. How are you, friends? And then once I have it kind of separated, then I'll just come in with my nice sharp knife and cut the bone out. Make sure I'm taking the gristle off. Okay. This one's actually a little bit better than the first one. It's all good. The first one was just kind of small, really. And we have one more. See, so I was listening to the podcast, and Realize I never actually went to that. Yes, Misty. Yes. Please tell me the stream didn't crash. Oh, Trilissa says hi and when is dinner? Hi, Trilissa, and dinner's gonna be in about an hour and a half. Talk to me about when you use gloves and why, please. Absolutely. So, raw chicken has salmonella. It's not an if, it's not sometimes, it's not it could, it does. Every piece of raw chicken has a salmonella bacteria. It is part of the chicken. That is why you'll see, and we'll talk about more when it's time to pull this out, but chicken has to be cooked. There's no one eats medium rare chicken. It's well done. It needs to be 165 degrees for 5 minutes in order to be safe from giving you a foodborne illness. Now, salmonella will not kill a healthy individual.
The first one.
Hi, cheesy. I like my chicken rare. Gross. And can sometimes be non-symptomatic. A lot of people will say, I've never had food poisoning. You're probably wrong. A lot of foodborne illness can be non-symptomatic in healthy adults. That doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. So whenever I'm handling what are called potentially harmful foods, PHFs, I'm putting on gloves. I'm not using gloves in place of washing my hands, ever. I'm doing both. I'm washing my hands before I start and after. Just to help keep foodborne illness down. Also, I'll use them if I have just something that's goopy. Like I'll put the gloves back on here in a few minutes when it's time to dredge the chicken and stuff. We'll definitely do it again. Awesome. All right, so our chicken is ready to be worked with. Our potato timer should be going off any minute. Seen you use them sometimes, not others. I just want to understand. Yeah, it's a great question. It's one of those things, honestly, geeky, that I do without even consciously thinking about it, just because it's habit. It's ingrained in me from years in the food service. So it's a wonderful question. I appreciate it. Okay. I just took a fork, just poked my potatoes, 2 or 3 of them, make sure they were done all the way through, nice and soft, and they are. They are perfect. We're gonna drain our potatoes, and then we're gonna let them just sit for now. Do I have pet peeves about how you organize your fridge? This is a tough question for me to answer, Misty, because there's... Okay, bear with me on this one. Oh, shoot. I pulled out almost everything I needed and I forgot something. Hold that thought. There are a lot of things where it doesn't really matter. Sorry, I'm looking for a lid. That's why you guys don't really see me, and this is lovely on the knees. There's a lot of things where it doesn't really matter, and so when people say a pet peeve, like it's something that's not really important. It's just something that bugs them, or quite often not a real good reason. Okay, there we go. But when there is really a good reason, it matters. So, that being said, yes, there are definitely ways that your fridge needs to be organized. There are things that need to be kept colder, and where temperature fluctuations are worse than other things. You'll notice that almost every refrigerator door has a spot for eggs. The reason for that is not just because it's handy, although it is because eggs can handle temperature variations. My glasses just got foggy. With minimal risk. Okay. Potatoes are done and drained. We're just setting them off to the side. We'll reheat them as part of the mash process. What's up, Days? It is time. I'm turning the oven on to 350 Fahrenheit. If somebody wants, they could check out the converter. I should have looked it up, but I didn't, on what that is in Celsius. So raw meats would always go on the bottom, because sometimes raw meat, whether that's steak or chicken or whatever, 176.62. Thank you, Ms. Mist. I appreciate you. So roughly 175 Fahrenheit or Celsius. So I'm preheating my oven. Anything that can, if you have meats, they should be stacked in the right order. Chicken being the one that should always be on the lowest shelf. Again, if chicken gets anything, it can make you sick. Beef can be up at the top, so it's beef, pork, chicken, or beef, pork, fish, chicken. All right. I don't actually need anything in there. What I need is a bowl. Speaking of eggs, we need a couple of eggs for our egg wash. Yeah. Misty, I agree. I think that there are some things that there's just very little sense for, and that is one of them. They're hoping that your meat never drips into your vegetable drawer, but man, if it does, it's the worst. Just throw it away. This noise might be really annoying and triggering. I'm gonna mute for a hot second. Okay, unmuted. Sorry about that. In hindsight, if I was gonna scramble eggs in a metal bowl, maybe I should have done that ahead of time so we didn't have that noise. But all right, so there's my egg wash. It's just egg. And Missy, I 100% agree with you. Refrigerators are empirically set up incorrectly with the vegetable drawers on the bottom. I normally don't don't like using them just for that. Just for that reason. Okay, I've got some basil here. This is just fresh basil. This is a conventional oven. If you have a convection oven, you would want to be 50 degrees less Fahrenheit. And so 300 degrees in a convection. And sorry, Fulmers, I don't have the numbers. 140 maybe. As a general rule of thumb, a convection oven cooks about 50 degrees Fahrenheit faster or higher. Thank you, Miss Mist. Than a conventional.
Woohoo! Big summer blowout.
Hi, VP. VP, where are you back from your adventures? Homers, if I had the option, I would do convection. For those of you at home that don't know the difference between a conventional and convection, a convection oven has a fan inside the oven, circulating air, and so it makes foods cook quicker. I would prefer to have a convection for this. We're about to head to the store. Gotcha. It's also different cooking with gas. In an oven, not as much, miss. Although on the stovetop, yeah, I would rather have gas. I don't have that. But when you're cooking inside with indirect heat like that, it doesn't matter as much. All right, I have some sliced Gouda cheese. That's what this one is. And I'm just gonna set this off. Insert Homer Simpson rule. Yes, I love this. Is my favorite. But I saw your snap. Good choice. Nice, thank you. Yeah, it's working out really well. So each time, why are we euthanizing lad? What? Wrong. Okay, I was gonna say, wait, I don't get this one. Gloves again. Gloves for the raw chicken. Yeah, Ginger, I'm glad you followed up because I was really confused for a minute. And usually I can track pretty well what's going on, what we're chatting about, but not that time. All right. So now you guys can't quite see everything 100%. Eli's messing up things with the villagers.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Mike, enjoy your alert. Speaking of podcasts, there's my podcast co-host. We recorded our portion of the next episode today. Ginger, that's where I was during your stream today. All right, before I start touching anything, I'm going to get the stuff that I need ready. So I just have vegetable oil, canola oil. I'm going to put this into a shallow but thick pan. If you had a cast iron, you could use that. And I want enough to have a pretty good coat on the bottom. Like if I tilt this, can you guys see? Like I've got a pretty good amount. I probably have third of a cup to, yeah, I've got about a third of a cup of oil in there. So I am, well, it's going to be hard to see now with the gloves, but I am probably that deep oil on the bottom, half a centimeter. I'm not going to turn that on just yet. I just want to get as many things done with my clean hands before I start making them goofy. It is also time. I'm turning on my artichoke. Oh, got to plug in the steamer to make that work. The podcast was great again this week. Thank you for running the podcast command. We're having so much fun with those, you guys. I'm glad that people are enjoying them, because we are having a blast doing them. Okay. Set up. So now I want to start actually doing my rolls for the chicken. So I'm gonna take first piece of chicken. If you have one of those tenderizing hammers and want to flatten it out, if you get one like this, you can. You can also just punch it a little bit. It's fine. Now at this point, I don't care what I'm touching with these hands anymore because everything is going in here. So I'm gonna do half slice of Gouda, a basil leaf, in the chicken.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Craig? Good to see you. And the third one, just gonna leave in the bowl here. But same thing, basil, Gouda. Okay, and I just want to roll this like so. Craig, I hope you're doing good, friends. A lot of people will at this point grab a toothpick and poke a toothpick down through these. If you've ever eaten this like in a restaurant, you've probably had a toothpick in it, because when you're making these in big batches, that is by far the easiest way. All right, so we're gonna do a triple dredge. I need to get a little bit of, just have cool water. Okay, so I'm just gonna get this a little bit wet, and we are dropping it into the flour. I'm gonna go ahead and get the other two wet, just really quick, and set them to the side. Turn my water back off. Okay. I know. Oh, look, my new ad thing is running. I definitely don't have the screen up where I can see those this time. All right, so in this, you want to have a wet hand and a dry hand if you can. So I'm going to use this as my dry hand. So I've got this a little bit wet. I'm going to roll it in the flour. I just want a nice even coat around it. Okay. And now it's going into the egg. where I'm just gonna let that go in there and into my breadcrumbs. Let me take my dry hands, kind of mix these up a little bit, and then do the same thing with the other ones. Giggity, yep. Okay. And then I have a, alright, done with this, done with this. And there is my chicken. First one, so back in with the wet hand. Hope you guys can see, kind of. So good egg coating, so it's nice and wet. And then get in here and get the Ritz crackers all over them. Okay. And now we're gonna get rid of this goopy mess. Wash the hands. And turn on the burner for our chicken. Okay, I'm done with my egg and my flour stuff. So while I'm waiting for that to clean up, we're just gonna, or heat up, we're gonna do a quick cleanup. We'll clean as you go. Trying to keep the clickety clacks to a minimum, but I don't know how well it's working. Kind of is what it is. All right. So yeah, I started to talk about the podcast. Mike and I recorded our section of the next podcast, which is going to be released a week from Wednesday. So in 10 days, did I do that math right? 10 days from now. We'll release that podcast, and that is the one that's going to have Ginger will be our guest. I don't know who our next, we haven't decided who our next one is going to be yet. All right, I want this to be just about smoking. Cheesy, you know we're going to want you on the podcast one of these days. For one of our bonus episodes. No. That would be very puzzling indeed, Ginger. Since none of us are smokers. I want my oil to be just at smoke point. Okay. If you have an air fryer, I would recommend doing this in an air fryer. If you have a deep fryer, you could also do it in a deep fryer. What I'm gonna do is quick pan fry. Yeah. What I just did right there, you guys, was I picked up just one of the loose crumbs and dropped it in my oil to see if it was gonna just sit there and kind of soak for a minute, or if it was gonna immediately start frying. It needs to be hot enough that it immediately starts frying, because then that will keep it from getting the oil getting sucked in. I love your countertop. Thanks. I like the part that is not all beat up from someone who lived here before me, but it's fine. A lot of times you'll see people do the splatter test where they'll take a little bit of water and drop it in the oil. Hey, Jeremy, I was talking about you a little while ago. It does work, but it can also be messy. All right, so now we're just gonna put our chicken in here. I don't think you guys can see that or hear it, but it's getting a nice little fry already. And I'm just gonna brown this really quick on each side. Probably about a minute or so on each side. I'm not trying to cook it to done. I'm just trying to get it browned, and then I'm gonna finish it in the oven. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Exactly, Craig. And like I said, if I had an air fryer, this is something I would make in an air fryer. Or if I had a Fry Daddy, a deep fryer, 10 out of 10. And I will bring these back over where you guys can see the color here in a couple minutes, before we put them all the way in the oven. What I want to do, I have a little bit of just extra crumbs. Can you guys see that? If I put those in the oven, they're just gonna sit on the bottom of the pan and burn. So just got rid of most of them. Almost perfect. Once we have that in the oven, we'll make our garlic mashed, and then it's just a matter of waiting for everything to be done. So we're Missy, you can tell Mom and Melissa we're about 25 minutes away. All right. How well does the color really show on these? It's like pretty good, right? So we've got these a nice golden brown on the outside. As you saw, that was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes in the oil, and we're gonna put them in the oven. Should take about 25 or 30 minutes for that to finish up. I just got home from lunch, but you're making me hungry again. Cheesy. I don't know if you were here at the very beginning when we were rolling the chicken up, but those are there with seasoned flour. Oh, Missy, I was just talking about you, and then you unlearned. You can tell your sister we had about 25 minutes and food to be ready. Cheesy that I have on the inside is smoked Gouda cheese, fresh basil, dipped in seasoned flour, and then egg, and then crumbled up Ritz crackers. And if you're ever making fried chicken, and you want to use, and it calls for like breadcrumbs, a 10 out of 10 recommend using Ritz crackers for those breadcrumbs every time. I was putting away, no worries, Misty, no worries. I appreciate you being here at all. I was just messing with you, telling you could tell your sister, give her the deets. So our last thing that we're gonna make is the garlic mashed potatoes, and we're not gonna try to do that just yet. Use cornflakes for breading before, it makes it a little sweet too. Yes, I do that when I make like there's a couple of dessert recipes, like fried bananas are better with cornflakes. And then if you have like a whitefish that's kind of, I want to say, like a denser, like a meatier one, like a swordfish, using the cornflakes in that can help bring out some of the natural sweetness of the fish. But yeah, for chicken, I prefer the buttery of the Ritz, but they're all good. I may have gotten more gummy candies than actual food in my grocery order because I ordered food while hungry. Yep. Been there, done that. Hungry and emotional. Sorry, I had to scroll down. I had scrolled up a line accidentally. Yeah. Don't go shopping when you're hungry unless you're prepared to come home looking like an unsupervised teenager when shopping. So, as you guys know, I think you know, I'm lactose intolerant. So, even though I have regular cheese in there, I did buy the lactose free milk. The best part about this, I bought this a couple days ago. It expires on the 30th of July. It's good for like a month and a half. Ginger, really smart. I put in a standard order 3 weeks prior and tweak it the day before, so I'm at least sure I get the important stuff. It's super smart. I wonder, you know what, chat? Let's fancy this up just a hair. We're gonna take I'm gonna take a raspberry blush, raspberry blush balsamic. I have a list pinned on my fridge. I add stuff as I use less, but high stars. I have you guys can't see it because the cameras are facing the wrong way for it, but right there I have a whiteboard. No, one side of the whiteboard has like my grocery list. The other side of the whiteboard has like my Amazon list. And then sometimes in the middle, there'll be like special things. Or something if I want to like try to remember to put something on Throne or whatever. That's where you'll find that. So I just went shopping. So my list says SOS pads, like stainless steel pads, because I'm out. Oven cleaner, because I noticed when I was getting ready in here that it's time to clean the oven, and I don't have any oven cleaner. On the other side, we did, McScrugan, we did. On the other side, it says shoes and socks, because I went and played pickleball yesterday, and I noticed that my my feet were a little sore, and it's because my tennis shoes are wearing out, and I've had them for a couple years, playing on those concrete pickleball courts. Make it a little bit tough. McScrugan, thank you so much for the resub, my friend. I appreciate you. I can't see how many 16 months. That's crazy. All right, so I'm just gonna put some balsamic in here. And sometimes you'll see people make a balsamic reduction with sugar to make it just makes it go faster. We're not going to do that today. We're just taking balsamic, mostly the blush. We're just going to cook it down. And I'm going to take a little bit of just a regular balsamic. And really, this is for color.
TBS, you're a snack.
What's up, TBS? Good to see you, friends. I'm the best. Show me them eggs. It's just right. Drink some water. What's up, Kate? It's almost empty. I drink a lot of water. It's almost time to have a. I did not know you're lactose, and I am. Love me some cordon bleu. So TBS, we've got chicken. So I took chicken thighs, skinned them and boned them. Put smoked Gouda cheese, fresh basil, rolled that up, and then took some, dipped them in some flour that we seasoned up really well with some cayenne, garlic, onion, salt, pepper, and tarragon. And then we mashed up some Ritz crackers. So I dredged the chicken in the flour after it was rolled up, dipped it in some egg, and then dipped in the Ritz crackers. Cooked it a little bit on the stovetop in some oil to give it a nice brown coating, and then it's sitting in the oven right now. Misty, yeah, it wasn't when I was a kid. It kind of sucks. Like I drank milk all the time, but I think that's. I mean, who knows? Who knows? At the end of the day, how things happen, but there's people who believe that you can be born lactose intolerant, but then there's also a thing like if you don't drink milk for an extended period of time, your body doesn't get used to having it, and then it starts having problems digesting it. I mean, I think I'm in that camp. Good gosh, my mouth is watering. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. I'm super excited. Yes, and right now we are just taking. So we'll watch this a little bit, right? Still nice and runny. Just got it on medium heats, just balsamic, nothing else. We can get our potatoes rolling. So, gives me the ick. I do it. Yeah, me too. I would eat Aldi food anytime. Thanks, Kiki. So I'm gonna do about half a stick of butter. I'm gonna go Paula Deen. Isn't she the one that's famous for the butter? Oh, you know what I need to see if I can do? See if I can navigate to is my stream manager. Give me a sec. All right. I want to bring up this. No, let's open a new window because I don't know where my other one is. And let's go to my channel. Excrugan, I see most of that comment. Give me just a sec. I want to go hit a button on my dashboard before I stop raids for an hour because we're gonna be done pretty soon. My wife developed and she was pregnant the second time. Was no issue before that. See, that's so weird. It's so weird how it just comes sometimes out of nowhere. All right, potatoes, milk. There's no like special secrets in this one except for we do have our roasted garlic. If you've never made roasted garlic, it's super easy. You just I just have this is just garlic in a glass pan with some olive oil. I went ahead and this time I peeled it first and then put it in there. You can also just cut off the top and drizzle a little bit on there and wrap it up in foil and put it in. It's really 6 of one, a half dozen of the other. We're gonna get a little salt. And I'm just gonna heat that back up. And the only reason, if I wasn't doing this on a stream, I wouldn't have started those ahead of time. I would have just waited and had it all be done closer to the same time. It's a little bit harder to time that and be talking and showing what you're doing all at the same time. I've been off carbs for like 6 weeks. I'd die for those spots right now. Oh man. I don't think I can do the no carb thing. Speaking of, oh, what kind of... I think we're gonna pretend there's no laws in this place. It can be a cooking stream if you're not having an adult beverage, can it? Julia Childs taught me that this is the way. So our balsamic's just cooking down. Potatoes, I haven't smashed those up at all yet. Right now what I'm doing is heating up that milk and that butter a little bit in the bottom. If you smash up the potatoes and then try to reheat them, you can end up scorching them on the bottom. But on a low heat like this, I'm not going to scorch that milk. It's just going to sit there and warm up a little bit because my potatoes have been sitting for 20 minutes probably while we did the other stuff. So although they're still warm, they're not going to be like really hot. Good stuff. So now I need just a little bit of time. We've got probably 10 or 12 minutes left on the chicken, about the same on the artichokes. Oh, you guys can't smell that, but it's so good. What are we drinking? There's no laws in this place, TBS. It's a blackberry one, which I think is pretty good. I think my favorite is probably the raspberry. Was it black raspberry? I don't know. Raspberry one's probably my favorite. But this one's pretty good. I bought like a 8-pack or whatever. The variety packs, there's always at least 1 or 2 in there that I don't really like. I don't like the mango ones very much. And that's in like all the variety packs. So I normally just look for the if I'm drinking them, if I'm just buying them for at home, I'll get like the 8-pack of the flavor that I like. If I'm buying them to take out to the lake, I'll buy the variety pack because it's cheaper that way. If you buy like the 12-pack or whatever with the mixed flavors, it's cheaper that way, and then I'll just give someone else the flavors that I don't really like. But this was because I've been playing a lot of pickleball, and sometimes the thing that sounds really really good after a nice hot day is like a seltzer like that. It's delicious. We've been doing the vodka soda claws for a while. I enjoy them. Yeah, those things are delicious. All right. It's gonna be hard for you to really see this on the camera, but we're starting to thicken up a little bit. On our reduction, we're gonna take these broken wings and learn to fly again. Pickleball is that tennis-like game with wiffle balls. Correct, McScrugan. That is it. Nailed it. First try, friends. Here is. Oh, it's up there. All right, we're gonna do our mashed potatoes just in that pot. It'll be fine. Hey, Itzy, how are you? Yeah, McScrugan, I've been playing for, well, the first time I played was probably 5 or 6 years ago on a company outing kind of thing, department outing. So I played there. There's a local place that has indoor courts, and we were there in the wintertime when we played. But it's pretty fun. And since I can't really play, my left rotator cuff has a full tear, so I can't really play volleyball anymore. But pickleball, you don't really use your left shoulder. So I've been playing a little bit more this summer. It's been my kind of go-to. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, it's very popular. It's very popular. All right, so we're gonna look at this again. You should be able to see now. There's a lot less than there was, and you can see it's really starting to turn into almost a syrup instead of just being runny. You can see how it takes a while to get from one side of the pan to the other. So this is almost ready. Our potatoes are warming up. The bowl that I really want to smash them up in is in the cabinet that's behind that camera, so we're just gonna do it in the pot. Oh, saw your message today, was not aware about my head chat. Yep, yes. Yeah, I've been playing a little Diablo 4. Okay, so the Act 1 boss, TBS, is really tough for a melee character. Because really you need to be attacking that easy with ranged attacks, and you don't really have ranged attacks as a barbarian. It's not our bag. So that is in Diablo 3. Geeky, look at you knowing your Diablos. It is someone. So Lilith is, as far as I can tell, Lilith is like the star of this one. And it's someone who is like associated with Vernod, something. The Butcher will find you. Yep. I only played the OG to be. I remember the OG. That's played a lot of the OG. Okay. So I don't know. I should be able to tell now. This is almost not even runny. Fresh meat. Yep. Currently 1 and 2 against the Butcher. We're gonna turn this off. We're gonna take our slightly warmer potatoes and we're just gonna Like I said, normally I would do this in a separate dish so that I'm not messing up my pot, but it's fine. Not gonna hurt it, but I do it once in a while. And these are not that expensive. It's fine. Someone's probably gonna say like, but what about those plastic mashed potato mashers? Don't you have one? I just don't have one. Because you're gonna enjoy your lurk. My hunger's getting aggressive. Mine too. It's and you can't even smell this stuff. It smells so ridiculously good in here. Doggo seems to need. Wow. Yep. I'd probably use fresh garlic cloves though. I love my garlic. Yeah. So this is just, I mean, this is fresh garlic cloves that are roasted, so it's got that roasted flavor instead. Okay. Potatoes looking pretty good. I like mine a little bit chunky. So again, rough peel and a rough whip is what I like. So I've got a little bit of lumps in there. If I didn't want lumps, I could just keep whipping this up. Even better than, yes, I think so. Like, it smells so good. It's ridiculously good. We're gonna put the lid on those, keep them warm. You really can see now this is thickening up. Do want just a little bit more thick. Done with my milk. So really the only thing we have left to do is check our chicken in a minute. Should be really close. And then set up our plate. Any thermometer, digital style. So let's see. Oh, look at those. This is my biggest one. Just want to make sure I am at temp I want. Not quite. I'm sitting at 163, 164. So these need about 3 or 4 more minutes, maybe. Just enough time to sit and chat with y'all. Have another sip or two of the adult beverage. I don't have stream pulled up even today. I wonder if I should start looking for who we might want to raid out to when we're done. Because we're not that far away from it, if I'm being honest. So let's see what we got. Oh, Griff's on Hahi. Oh, never mind. I'm being silly. I know exactly where we're going. When it's time. Yeah. Mama Melissa is doing a celebratory stream from playing Minecraft for a year. Yep, BF, exactly. She has a command over here. It's not BF. I don't think so. Maybe it is. But yeah, I think that there you go. That's where we'll be heading when we get done here. We're not quite there yet. We're close though. We're really close. Oh, you guys. This is so good. And the best part is we've cleaned up as we've been going, so there's almost no mess left. I can't wait to do this food. I can't wait to eat this food. I will tell you now that I'm going to like end the stream, and I'm just like I'm leaving all the stuff in the kitchen, like the cameras and everything are sitting right here until I get done with my dinner. Pro strats, exactly. The Twitch elves will tidy it up. I wish that was a thing, Ginger. Apparently, I don't even know how to drink today. That's because I was trying to drink water instead of this. I hear it in there. It is super, super close. I just hear some growl, maybe. I ate an early and light lunch because we had the podcast to record, and then I knew that I had to like basically tear the room apart, bring the PC into the kitchen, and mess with the camera placement. Because the last couple times have had the placement completely different. Once with VP had when she was here, she had her phone for the second camera, not the last one, but the one before. And then last time I used my two cameras, but in a completely different setup than this that I didn't like as well. And then I also didn't bring my monitors and stuff in, so yeah, I knew that I had to spend a lot of time. It took me like an hour and a half to get everything set up and where I want it. The good news is I took a video on my phone of my entire setup. So I'm like, and talked to myself. So I was like, okay, you have your small monitor on this counter with the chat blown up, you know, at such and such font size so that you can see it without struggling. And that camera's aimed down, like camera one is aimed down the counter, and I took a good picture of how, or a video of how it's set up, and then like big monitor on the dining room table, but close there's like this is a pass-through kitchen right here, and then like the other one on like the other one on a tripod on the counter. So I took a video talking to myself about everything I did, so the next time it'll be pretty easy and straightforward to do. All right, I think we should be we should be good. Let's just double check. I got 167, 170. Do you have to play the video in reverse when getting things back in order? I hope not. Yep. All right, so we are good. Chicken is done. What do you think, friends? Shall we plate this bad boy up? We're going to Looks so good. Thank you.
Stay a while and listen.
I can't see who that was. Helix. I think so. Thank you for the follow. All right. So my mashed potatoes already have plenty of butter and garlic in them, so I don't need any more on the top. So they're good just like that. I will go ahead and just be honest now. This artichoke is only going to be on the plate for the photo. It is not going to spend the rest of its time outside of this bowl. But we'll get it on the plate just for the photo op. And then we need this. All right, so I actually would like to, and again, this is photo op stuff. We're gonna take this bad boy. It's gonna be hot. It's okay. And we're just gonna cut through like that. So that we can really see the inside of it. Okay, then we're gonna sit that one like that. We're gonna take our artichoke on the side, and then the last little piece here is we're gonna take our balsamic. Needs a quick heat up to make it runny again. And we'll try it. We will take a bite before it's done. I know that the artichoke is not the prettiest thing in the world, but what are you gonna do? Just in time, Miss Mist. Yep. I really wanted an artichoke with it, and I didn't feel like doing some kind of crazy. Don't leave my chicken out. Nope. I didn't feel like doing some kind of crazy grilled artichoke and stuff. Oh, there were ads. Thank you for letting me know. I just need you warm enough. Whoops. To drizzle. That's what he said. Almost there. I had set it just like on the stove right here in the middle. I'm phrasing exactly. And thought it was gonna stay warm enough for the drizzle, but it did not. That's all right. Okay. And we're just gonna take this on, and so now you can really see, like, it's basically syrup. So I'm gonna take this and just give that a little bit of this, and we're gonna have a nice little. Okay, friends, this is our finished product. And there's one, yeah, definitely tried to be a little bit fancy with this one. So there's one little thing that we need to do before we end this stream. Bone apple tea, exactly, is tradition says we want to taste it live on stream before we let it go. So we've got. Actually, let's do this. Let's do /raid Mama Melissa. Is it 2014? I think. By the time, yeah, 2014. 2014, and we're gonna start that. Thank you, Temple. I appreciate it. Ready for that perfect bite? I am, friends. I am. So, here is to all of you for staying and hanging out with me. Let's see how it tastes. Oh my god. I'm really sorry that you guys are not here to enjoy this with me because that is so good. Oh my god. Yes. Thank you guys for being here and showing up. I appreciate it a ton. I will be live tomorrow. I think we're gonna play a little Minecraft tomorrow. I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna be on my single player, if I'm gonna be on Halcyon Heights. But I will be live tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Central Time. I hope to see you then. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. As you know, this is well out of the comfort zone for me. It's also the first one I've done by myself. So it was nice to have so many cool people coming in and hanging out and just being here. You guys are amazing. Modding tomorrow. Yep. You did well. Thanks, Fulmers. I appreciate it. Was great. Oh, I think we're going. Bye.